Fantastic, really, from the jump in the first half. Put a lot of pressure on Iowa State. Obviously, we started the game pretty good with Billy having a pick six and having a little bit of success that way. So that was good on defense. And then, we left a lot to be desired on several drives. Thought they made some really good plays. They executed. And we had some things break down fundamentally and situationally. But really pleased, defensively how we responded. They didn't score for the last 39-plus minutes after putting 20 on us and scoring on 4 of the first 5 drives with a couple of field goals and touchdowns. And then again in the second half, really great to respond on defense. 28 plays, 82 yards, just under 3 yards of play. Again, I thought our mindset was great. Offense came out of halftime and scored a touchdown, 8-play, 85-yard drive, and we have talked about the middle 8. We've actually played pretty good on defense in the middle 8 in our first 4 games, and today another day where they didn't score. And I think that's right, that we haven't given up anything defensively in the last 4 minutes, in the first 4 minutes of the first and the second half defensively. And so we went 17-0. Offensively, we'd only scored a couple field goals there through the first 4 games. And so today, with the way we finished the first half offensively and then came right back out and scored again, I thought that was really big in the big scope of things, on the day. So, again, Dylan was fantastic. We've talked about it all week. Iowa State, defensively, for the last several years, y'all would know a lot better than me, but it's been several years. They've been the proverbial gold standard, on defense in this conference. And they've been the model of consistency, and they've got a fantastic staff and do a great job developing players and putting guys in position to be successful. And so, to do some of the things that we did, that's the most points against Iowa State in 9 years, and that's the second time that they've given up 50 points in a game since 2015. And Dylan, 366 yards passing was the most that they've given up since 2020. And and then that's his first game of multiple rushing touchdowns. But I go back to Iowa State, and so what we were able to do against them offensively was, just hasn't been done consistently. So really good night. Again, offense was good in the red zone, 4 out of 5, 3 touchdowns and a field goal. And then 3rd and 4th down offensively, we're a little over 50% again, which is outstanding. And then defensively, 3rd and 4th down, they were 5 of 17, so under 30% is, an outstanding number. So, again, I like how we responded. That's my biggest thing. Guys took accountability. They owned their work and to some of the things that we needed to do. Tried to do some things to help us a little bit from a scheme standpoint. Small things situationally, and thought we were a little better. But like I said, we have so far to go. Really, again, as a football team, but I really liked, if we want to have the kind of season that we want, we needed to, you got to get to 5-0, and this is about improving and being relentless, to improve. You got to get better. We're not a championship team, right now, but this was another step in trying to get there. And but I love the will and the fight and the toughness and the leadership. I told the guys this morning, leadership it's not a position, it's an act. It's being a doer, and it can't just be Danny Stutzman and Dylan Gabriel. If what we're trying to do culturally and in our locker room and having something that has longevity and has real roots, that we've got to, this has got to be a player-led football team. I don't want guys that are just compliant. I want guys to lead, coaches get out the way, and we're getting better there. And that's, you develop that. Some guys are naturally there, and then we got to promote it and nurture it And I think that'll be a critical part of continuing to improve and developing, our football team both now and in the future.
Is one more step along the way towards Marcus Major? Did you see more from him to kind of say, all right, I'm cool with trying to do this?
Yeah, I thought we ran, Marcus ran with great toughness. Gavin got in there, ran with toughness. You saw it's too bad for Talwee having to take that last one. We had a receiver that was holding, I think, that one off, but you saw him running through some trash as well. And then again, I love, and this is not a rusher, but I love the competitive play that Jaden Gibson made. And we've continued to improve that way to make competitive, tough, challenged plays and strain at the top of the route offensively. Some really good stuff. And again, came out of the game and +1 again. We're +8 on the season in the turnover margin, which is, again, that gives you a chance to win a lot of games. We're top 5 in the country in turnover margin. So blocked a kick, another big play in special teams. They called it, Coach Nunez and Coach Valai put those guys in position. And they worked the heck out of it all week and thinking that things would be just like they were on that play. And so it's just gives you affirmation, can create more buy-in when you speak it into existence for those guys. And so they'll be excited to practice and fine-tune and get better with that as well. It all matters. So.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Is it good for your defense to be stressed like this?
Yeah.
Have to make those in-game adjustments in the second quarter when you're going into a week like that?
No doubt. You expose some things and where we got to get better. Again, scheme, fundamentally, technique, eyes, all those things. Responding to some adversity, when nobody likes to give up a play and be that guy that is responsible, for giving up a play. And but I love the ownership, the leadership that's part of that. That won't be the last time, that we face real, on the field adversity. And I think there's a lot of opportunity to grow and get better, through that.
Sorry, Brent, those 2 touchdown passes, it looked like guys were going for interceptions when the receiver was catching the football. Was it as simple as that?
There's, I think, at a couple of different the levels there, but our middle of the field players got to stay in the post. And that can't happen, so we got to have a little more discipline there. And situation, I thought the quarterback put it on them, and I thought they did a good job, the route running, and they hit it just right. So I thought they had, really good execution as well, and that caused us to do that. And then that 3rd and 2, just right over, we have a defender underneath, and we had a defender outside, had a defender inside, and just split us. So you can't do that on defense, and we got to be better than that. And so it'd be good to be able to chew on them a little bit this week.
But Brent, how great is it though your team responded? I mean, you had 20 points, you're reeling a little bit, then all of a sudden, boom, you shut them out the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think it's really big. I think that's signs that, all right, we're not as bad as we look like. It's not as bad as it looked. It was bad. It looked bad, and it was bad in the moment. But 39-plus minutes after that happened, not allowing, a score after that last field goal, 9-play, 50-yard drive, we go 3 and out, interception. Then it was a half. Then we come right out in the second half and go 3 and out, punt. 4 plays, and they went for it on 4th down, turnover on downs, 5 plays, 19 yards, another punt. And then that last group was in there and did a really good job of. I love that. I love it when they're trying to score there at the end, and our guys, responded and kept them out. So that was fun for those guys. But a really strong response, and that ultimately is how all of us are defined when. In the football world, that's life happening on the football field, how you respond. And so that's a sign of some maturity and, again, accountability and leadership from our players.
Are you seeing Dylan's confidence just grow each week? It seemed like he almost had a bit of a swagger to him tonight.
Yeah. No, he's playing good, in lots of ways. He's playing really good, and he's leading with, toughness. And, he's he's in a much different place as a leader, and his confidence, just being here, And again, all things considered, again, there's still 97 guys that are either in their first or second year here, and he's a new guy. And so the way he has continued to develop, worked, led, played, it's, I'm really, really proud of him.
I'm sorry. How much better do you feel like he is on those deep balls, especially this year? We see Iowa State generally doesn't allow many of those tonight for, I think, over 39 yards, and especially the ones to Gibson and Anderson.
Yeah, he did a great job. He climbed in the pocket a few times. He stepped outside and kept his eyes down the field. He plays with great poise and composure, most of the time. And I thought the receivers made some really nice plays. They climbed the ladder, and the offensive line, did a great job of giving him a firm pocket. And so he's confident, and that's a confident group of guys, that he has around him. But those opportunities are going to be there based on the things that we do, and so. The precision, the timing, all of that has been, really, really good.
Brent, you mentioned the punt block earlier. Peyton Bowen now has 2 punt blocks on the year. Maybe just what is he showing as an impactful player on special teams? Yeah, just what you said. He's a football player. The little details of the game are not too much for him, and a lot of times for freshmen they are. And he's. What I love about Peyton is he comes every day. He's hungry, willing to do whatever he wants. He wants to help in any way, and it's really a selfless guy, and again an instinctual guy. So, good football players they just make plays, and but scheme wise and stuff he understands the details, the precision that it requires too, and then he's skilled on top of that.
Brent, we spent all summer saying we're not going to know much about this team until Texas. I assume you weren't saying that. So up to this point, what have you learned about your team?
Yeah, I would completely and totally disagree, For some people, that's the benchmark. I get that. And but for us, man, this is a program that has standards that are incredibly high. And showing up every day to those standards for your opportunity, to how you practice, to how you work, to how you lead, to how you represent as keepers of the room. The improvement the returning players have made through a lot of hard work and intentionality and having to go through the fire. And I really liked the group of guys that are newcomers, both freshmen that we recruited and the transfer portal players that have made a decision to blend in, have the humility, and do things our way, to buy into the culture, and we've up to this point have flipped the script in a lot of the measurables that we were not very good a year ago. As I said earlier this week, we still have a long way to go, but there's been incremental improvement, and I'd be a fool not to recognize that, and let our players know how much we appreciate them, the work, and but there ain't none of us satisfied, and know that there's going to be tougher, more challenges here down the road. Things don't get easier as you climb, the mountain. It gets harder. And for all the reasons, mentally, physically, teams that we're playing, and but this is a program that's represented excellence for a long time. And last year was a terrible representation of that, and all of that falls, on my shoulders. But proud of the players and the staff that have bought in, and the improvements that we've made. And but. Nobody here is satisfied or feel like we've arrived, but you gotta, and you're in the middle of, doing what we love to do. There's a lot of challenges, and, our players put in a lot of hard work, and so, to affirm them is the right thing to do along the way, but also to point out, they're not handing out any trophies for being 5-0, but we're where we wanted to be. And we made some improvement in areas that we knew we had to get better, and but we still, again, have a long way to go. And but this is a group of guys that are willing to put in the work to do it.
Any update on Stutzman, Gentry Williams that kind of got banged up?
Yeah, they're good. They're both good. And y'all know, heard maybe Justin Harrington had a ACL surgery yesterday morning. So hate that for Justin, but he's going to try to get, another year. And looks like that'll likely take place, but that has to go through its process, after the season. Hate that for him, as I've bragged on Justin. Now I know I talked about several other guys that had season-ending surgery here the last week or so, but Justin's a great leader. If he stood up here right now in front of a mic, y'all would just melt with his perspective, his toughness, his love for his teammates. He's a special guy, and he'll be a big part of helping us lead and keep encouraging our guys and bringing out the best in them.
Coach was on Thursday morning.
I'm sorry?
Surgery's Thursday morning.
What is today?
Saturday.
All right, I lose track of days. Yeah, he was in my office yesterday morning. That's what it was. Yep, Thursday morning.
I don't mean this flippantly, but are you doing a better job?
What does that mean? That's a little above my IQ.
In context, I know. I don't know if I can define it. Are you doing a better job? Is your staff doing a better job? Is there a chemistry that's better? Because the way you turned it on a dime today, I know it's your players, but I got to believe you guys responded well too.
I think it's everybody, and that would be negligent not to recognize everybody being more familiar, better chemistry, more efficient, me being more trustworthy or trusting in other people. And, again, last year was a year of the first. No, there's plenty of people that have year of the first, and they did a hell of a lot better in 6 and 7. But that don't have nothing to do with us. And but through all the turnover and a whole new coaching staff, a couple guys obviously stayed here. Again, we've made a lot of improvements in programmatically in and how we prepare and then all the things that we're doing on the field from a scheme and fundamental standpoint too.
Brent, how well did you feel like you ran the ball today?
I thought we ran the ball really well. I don't know what we averaged per rush, but I just look at the efficiency of it. And again, remember sometimes we have called runs, but they're all actual RPOs. But I know Marcus rushed for 66 yards on 19 carries. And had some good tough yards, man, at the right time. And Sawchuk had 20, rushed for 20 on 7 carries. Tawi had 4 for 17, and Gabriel had 8 for 37 and 2 touchdowns. Those were, big runs, and scrambled a time or 2 as well. So I thought we were efficient there. And again, Iowa State, they don't give up a whole lot in any place, passing or rushing. So I thought that was really good on their part, how we had some balance in what we were doing.
Anything else?
Speaking of the run game, this is the second game I don't think Javonte Barnes has touched the field. Is there something that...
Yeah, I mean, he's not fully healthy. I don't know what the percentage would be. And but he had the surgery late in the spring, and it's just kind of a funky spot. And so, but that's the main reason. So,
Coach, in that second half, we talked about it a little bit, but was it you all making adjustments there, or was it just the team settling in?
It's a little bit of everything, very slight, subtle adjustments. Obviously, they're a good staff. They did several things that were a little different against Oklahoma State last week, and they had their best offensive game. And again, there's nothing that's reinventing the wheel, but defense is trained reaction, and so there was a few new things, but I don't think those big plays. They had some success in other spots that weren't the big plays that we don't like. We lost the edge of our defense entirely too many times. Let the quarterback scramble a time or two. We let receivers break open in man coverage. Where we lose leverage in the break of the route, which can happen. Some of our spots underneath in coverage can't happen. And then our post player, we lost him a couple of different times, So we got to But that being said, overall, again, our guys responded we were a little tighter. I don't think we were loose, and I give it to their execution, and then maybe our fundamental breakdown, the big plays. They had the long run. Our edge defender ran too far up the field, and he's playing it's a mesh game, and he's playing the quarterback, and you can't do that. You got to take first threat. You got to, use the right technique. We worked that technique a lot. He ran right by the ball. I tell him, you just can't crap another defender. I mean, that's your gap. You can't have two guys in the same gap. And but didn't like how that split us. We ran him down and end up holding on there. But so there's fundamentally and technique and adjusting. There's plenty of things that we did a little bit better, a little cleaner in the second half. That we didn't do right, and some of the non-explosives, but they're 8 and 10 and 11-yard runs, where we got to be better. A lot better.
What did you think of Brendan Thompson tonight and his?
Yeah, it was good. They said they were going to get him involved early. I saw his mama in the Walk of Champions. I said, "Get ready, your baby going to get his number called." So it was good he did a nice job adjusting to that ball and double coverage there.
He's the type of weapon. He's just got another gear, doesn't he?
He's really fast. Really, really fast. Faster than fast. So it's good to have him back out there. All right. Good to see everybody. Yep, you bet.
I have some
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, I need a
83? Okay, say that. Okay. Yeah, appreciate it. And he nailed it. He nailed it. Yeah. Good.
Jeff Lebby, players will be on the other side.
Jeff, could you talk about, what a first half for you. Especially the way Dylan was playing and things. And they were scoring. You had to answer every time. Talk about that sequence, especially early in the game.
I'm just proud of our guys for, having great focus, making competitive plays, making really good decisions, and giving us a chance to, feel good going in at halftime, taking advantage of, the turnover there and being able to get in the end zone there at the end of the half. So it was good.
What did you think about getting Brendan Thompson back, getting him ready, getting him in the game plan?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. He's just another guy that's going to create depth for our room. We got a bunch of guys in that room that can play. So proud of that group, and got to continue to get better every single day, and got a chance for that entire group to have success.
Does it work to get a guy that fast with the ball?
I don't think so. He's you can find ways to do it for sure.
Jeff, usually Iowa State's pretty difficult to stretch the field. How were you able to have success on like 4 plays of 39 yards?
Yeah, felt like we had good matchups when we got the ball downfield. We underthrew a couple of them where we were a little bit late and guys made really good plays, but did like our matchups down the field, even with their structure and how they play. Felt like when the ball was in the air, we had an advantage. So it was good to see our guys make plays.
Just Brent mentioned Dylan is in a different place this time this year than he was a year ago in terms of leadership and confidence. Mechanically, when you see him throwing those deep balls, how far along is he there relative to this time last year?
Yeah, I think, again, he's just incredibly confident with where he's at inside the locker room, inside this building, inside this interlocking OU. I think that's where his comfort level has grown dramatically, and it's been great to see. He's got to have a great week, got to have a great day tomorrow, recovering and getting back ready to roll.
Does it help guys like Gibson making competitive plays for other guys?
You got to have it. Got to have it. Even when, a guy's not wide open, can I put a ball in a place where a guy can go make a play? And Dylan's done a nice job of that, but our guys on the perimeter have done a really good job of making those plays.
We saw Jaden on that one. I think it's sort of 3 levels, right at the catch, 5 yards downfield, and right at the goal line. Different moves to finish off the play. What do you think is the most impressive guy about?
Just one, the competitive catch for sure, in the middle of the field the way it was, but just being able to score now, not making us snap it again. We talk about that all the time. You got an opportunity to score now. Don't snap it again. He was able to find his way to get in, and that was huge.
Marcus's game, we talked about weeks of practice, running back, getting your opportunities. What about Marcus's game overall?
Yeah, I thought he got into a little bit more of a rhythm today. We left some things out there, but again, I was proud of him for how he started and played all the way through. Again, continuing to take care of the ball, doing a nice job from a pass pro standpoint. So look for him to just continue to be better and better.
So check.
You didn't play bad in Cincinnati, but you didn't produce a lot of points.
Yeah.
Going into Texas, is it good to come off a performance where you guys sort of lit it up some?
Well, it was good to play a little cleaner than we played the week before, without a doubt. So regardless, being +1 at the end of the day, our guys finding ways to make good decisions and to strain and to finish and to play complementary football, that's the most important thing in being efficient. So definitely proud of the way our guys played and competed tonight.
Jeff, what's your thoughts on Texas? I mean, their defense and what you guys are going to see?
Yeah, sure. I obviously hadn't started on it, but we'll get going on it. They're going to be a really good unit, be a great test, be a great week.
You guys did a little 2-minute drill there at the end of the half and were able to score. What was the message to the team going to that half? How big was that?
Yeah, it was big to be able to have the opportunity to get away from them, knowing that we were going to get it back in the first part of the second half. Everybody talks about the middle eight. We have not been great in that department this year. Offensively, been great on defense, but offensively we hadn't been, so it was really good. We kick a field goal the drive before where you want to score a touchdown, and then we're able to get it back with a short field and be able to go punch it in, which was huge.
Like as a coordinator going through that, it seemed like it took forever. You had so many snaps inside the 10. What's it like going through your head and you got the time element, you want to throw in the end zone?
Yeah, the biggest thing is just continuing to stress to our guys, man, just keep playing. Make one play. Just make the one play and get us in the end zone. So our guys did that. We were able to, again, take advantage of the opportunity to go in and score.
When you're looking at film Sunday and, the play, I think Nick was wide open in the end zone and Dylan goes in the corner instead. What goes through your quarterback coordinator talk when you're going through something like that?
Yeah, it's constantly straining to keep our eyes in a perfect spot. There's a lot of things going on inside of the game, but having the ability to be incredibly disciplined every single snap is really important so you don't miss opportunities. Again, we were able to overcome, but that's always the constant strain.
Because you got so many different type receivers, tall guys, smaller guys, quick guys. Are you trying to match guys up with defenders?
Yeah, you always want to put guys in positions of success, right? You want to find a way to put our best on their worst, find a way to do that at some point in time. So if you can do that, regardless of body type, maybe it's a big guy and a little guy or a fast guy and a slow guy, you always are trying to find personnel matchups as you're putting a plan together for sure.
Nice to be in a little bit better position going into this game this year than you were a year ago with what was going on in the quarterback spot.
I think without a doubt it would be good.
Did you like the run game?
Yeah, I thought it was still a little too up and down, but we'll go back and look at it. I thought we could have done a much better job on the perimeter at times blocking to be able to turn some guys loose, and Marcus in particular a couple times, but thought we got in a little better rhythm, especially early on, which was really good to see. Got to continue to get better in that area.
Matt Campbell said your pass blocking is just great. You stand back there a lot of times. Yeah. Look over the field. Did you like the pass blocking?
I did. Our protection has been really solid. We've got to continue that trend. That'll be big moving forward.
What do you think about the job that Troy did and his progression here over the last few weeks?
Yeah, we'll have to watch it to know exactly how he played, but just proud of his toughness, his effort, his attitude, who he is every single day. That's a guy that you want inside the locker room and playing ball for you.
We asked you this question last year, and OU Texas Week, what it meant to you. What does it mean to you after coming off the field last year? I know it was tough last year. How anxious are you to get another chance to be a coordinator, call plays in this game, especially with a healthy Dylan?
Yeah, I'm excited to have an opportunity to get number 6. We're 5-0 right now. We need to fight like heck every single day to give ourselves the best chance to win next Saturday morning at 11 in Dallas, and our guys will do that.
Is it harder to keep that kind of sort of forward mentality for this week, though?
I don't think so, because it's so immediate. You know, I think the reality is our guys have been incredibly bought into getting better every single day, and making sure that we're doing everything we can, regardless of the opponent, to be able to go 1-0 on Saturday. So everybody understands the atmosphere and the energy of that game, but it's truly about us focusing on us and having a great week.
How much can you attribute that to last year's kind of, you start 3-0 and then just collapsed to their focus this year?
Yeah, again, it's just one more year inside of what the expectation is every single day, and understanding, you know, the culture and the foundation that was laid, guys being able to go through that and stay true to that every single day. So again, leaders lead at the most critical times. We've had good leadership on our team right now and on our unit offensively, so look for that to continue.
Last one. What does Gavin Sawchuk need to do to continue this thing on the field for you?
Yeah, just the biggest thing is just getting in rhythm and finding ways to, man, again, this is a guy that didn't practice much at all, has practiced the last 2 weeks. He'll continue to have a lot of work on his plate this week and put him in positions to go have production on Saturday. Appreciate it.
Ryan, I'm gonna have to leave. You guys need
All right.
How'd you feel? That old game day, Barry? All right. You got it? Yeah, all right, good day. Oh.
What was that?
All right, here we go.
What did you not like about the first 20 minutes, and what did you like about the last 40?
I love the way the first minute went. I thought the first minute was wonderful, but after that, they had a little stretch where we gave up some explosive plays, and we got to eliminate those. But really proud of the way our guys responded and finished the rest of the game. Really proud of that.
What happened to change it? It wasn't just the 2 home run passes. They were dashing in some runs also.
Yeah, they were. We made some adjustments. Our guys took the adjustments to the field, applied them, and played better. And, so that was what happened.
Is it good to get some of those lessons out of the way? Not that you ever want to give up those plays, but
I agree with the second part of your question.
Turn
Yes.
it around in a game like this, especially with what's looming.
Yeah, there's adversity every week.
Faster, maybe.
Yes. Yes, 100%.
And how did our Mason Thomas look? And I know he didn't. He was, I guess, a little bit limited over the last several weeks. He finally got in a little bit today. How did he look?
He did good. He's going to continue to get better, and because he's still a young guy. Missed a couple weeks, and that has a cumulative effect. But he's a guy that works hard at it off the field. So that way you minimize the effect that maybe missing a couple weeks might have. And we're looking for him to get rolling.
Are the expectations pretty high for him after, I guess, last year?
Well, the expectations, the standards are very high for all of us. And he certainly holds himself to a very high standard. So he holds himself to that. Not, the outside expectations are one thing, but the standards to which we hold ourselves are another thing.
What do you learn about your defense after a game like this, where some struggles early today, just kind of shut them down for the last 40?
Yeah, the ability to respond. We've done that a few times this year now. So, the more you do that, the more that you believe, and the more that's who you become. And we've got to eliminate some of those mistakes so we don't put ourselves in that position.
How important was it to get Lebby back today, and how did you feel like he performed?
I thought he played well, and you get guys like him back that have a lot of experience, that are physical, and you guys that have been there and done that, and it's great to have him back. We need everybody.
about Gentry's just ability to continue to grow week by week? I mean, his TFLs and reading those screens and be able to ward off blockers and get to the ball. Just his ability, it just seems like he's getting better every week.
Yeah, he is. I mean, and that's what everybody needs to do. But he's done that. His physicality's improved, and really proud of him, and look forward to seeing a big improvement this week.
What's it been like seeing PJ kind of come into his own as a freshman?
Well, I don't know if he's come into his own, but he's improved every week. And that's the incremental improvement every week is something that we've got to see from everybody. And he's got such a big upside, and look for him to continue to climb and rise.
You got a big one this week. Just want to go 1-0 every week. But how do you keep these guys just on the mental plane, just staying steady? It's not just another opponent, but just keep them steady and focused on Saturday's game.
Well, that's all we can control right now. We can't control what happens after that, and if we think about that, that's not what we're going to do. That's not how we're trained, and our guys are going to, focus, getting better every day this week, and going to put our best foot forward on Saturday.
PJ out of bar, he's gotten a lot of playing time over the last.
Yeah.
I guess it's been growing in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Can you talk about just his growth and what you saw of him today?
A guy that, again, so many things with him because he's, it's a first-year player. So many of these are first-time things, and. Trying to replicate every scenario with every call in practice is impossible. So when things happen to him, for him to learn it and then take the lesson and apply it the next time it happens to him. And PJ, this is really important. He's got a lot of pride in his performance, and so that's been taking place.
Ted, you talked about just focusing on the improvement of this team. Is it easier to have that lesson set in, given what happened last year, not only the season as a whole, but in this next game in particular?
I think that it's a culmination of all your experiences, but understanding that incremental improvement, incremental daily improvement is the recipe for success.
You guys played so well in terms of keeping them out of the end zone a week ago. What happened tonight, early, in a way, is that good for you? To remind the guys that if you're not on top of everything every play, bad things can happen?
Yeah, but I would rather just tell them that and not happen to us, and then believe me rather than that actually happened. So, but you learn from experience, both good and bad, and our guys will grow from that. And but again, I thought they responded really well.
You guys look ahead to.
We good? All right.
Appreciate it.
Certainly.